We usually think of murder as a crime committed by the garbage or the rejects of society. The kind of people who should probably already be in prison. That's why it's so shocking when we see someone we perceive to be our equal stoop to committing murder. The suspect's name is Scott Carver. He invested his daddy's money wisely, Amazon, eBay, that sort of thing. About a year ago, he killed this girl in her apartment. She was a friend of his. They say it was a crime of passion. I don't know. I don't care. Murder's murder. They brought him in. His lawyer got him off. Case was closed 6 months ago. Yesterday, Scott killed again.
So where are we going now?
See his lawyer, Kevin Radner. He's one of those big shot lawyers. They say he advised Cochran on the OJ case. Doesn't usually do murder cases, though. Sticks with the corporate stuff. Mr. Radner, this is my partner, Detective Patterson. I'd like to ask you a few questions about one of your clients.
I'm sorry, Danny. Which client?
You know the one.
I don't think I can help you.
May we please just come in, Mr. Radner?
Be my guest.
You live alone, Mr. Radner?
Not that it's any of your business, but yes, I do.
What can you tell us about Carver? Where would he go?
Wait a minute. You seem to think I have personal friendships with my clients.
Don't play with me, Radner. I know how you work. I know you never would have taken the case if it wasn't for a personal friend.
If you're asking me as his friend, I can tell you I don't know where he is.
What about as his attorney?
Well, as his attorney, I can withhold any information about his past actions. Attorney-client privilege.
This is a murder investigation.
No crime is too large to deprive a man of his fundamental rights. I learned that in law school. What's your name again?
Monica Patterson.
You look young, Monica.
It's my first case.
Tough break pulling a murder case your first time out.
Kevin, I know your clients tell you things in confidence, and I respect that.
Do you?
Look, anything you could tell us would really help.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Well, if you change your mind, you have my number. Come on, Monica, let's go.
Danny, you hate me, don't you?
You? No. People like you? Well, if there weren't so many people like you, there wouldn't have to be so many people like me.
So then what? Let's kill all the lawyers?
No. Let's just make sure we punish all the criminals.
You two know each other?
My first case was a corporate fraud deal. Should have been the easiest, cleanest conviction any jury had ever made. He got the guy off. Wilson.
Detective Wilson, I have the district attorney for you.
Put her on.
Danny, how's the investigation going?
Not well. Radner's not talking.
Why don't you go over to Carver's place, see if there's anything Johnson's team missed?
Sounds like a waste to me.
I want someone I can trust going over this, Danny. I don't want Carver to get off on a technicality again.
For you, Sarah, anything.
Save it. Let me know if you find anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. Yeah. Bye-bye now.
Well,
She wants us to head over to Carver's place, see if the boys missed anything.
sure, why not? It's not like I have anything better to do.
It's clear.
So what are we looking for anyway?
Anything suspicious? Personally, I'd settle for a journal, something that includes his motive, list of possible targets, maybe a forwarding address.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find something lying around. Do we know what his motive was yet?
On yesterday's murder? Not really. I'd say he met her at a club that night.
Was she anyone important?
She was wealthy. She's pretty high-class club, but she was no more important than any other woman there.
So what, you think he's a compulsive woman killer?
I think that any man as wealthy as he is isn't used to women saying no.
What, are you jealous?
A lot of pictures here.
Family, maybe?
Not too many of them. You know, the woman he killed a year ago is pretty wealthy, too. She owned a publishing company, if I remember correctly.
You think there's a connection?
I can't see one. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think that these murders are not just random coincidences.
Will you stop thinking about this case? We've done all we can do without fresh leads, and I want to go see this movie.
Lives are at stake.
And you're not adding my social life to the death count.
Something doesn't add up. Wilson.
Detective, this is Kevin Radner. I need to talk with you. I'm at home.
We'll be right over.
What was that?
That was the Undertaker. He says he's found the perfect gravesite for your social life. Let's go.
Detectives, please come in. Please, take a seat. I have something to tell you. I've been a lawyer for years. In law school, they told us we had to create a moral vacuum so that we would be able to represent any client regardless of whether or not they were innocent. And I'm good at that. I'm really good at that.
You brought me here to tell me this?
Sometimes I can't sleep at night. I'm so worried about what I've unleashed on the world. That's why I've stayed away from murder cases. Until now.
Why are you telling us this?
Because I know his motive. I know why he's doing it. And I know his next victim.
What?
These women. He knew all of them. From high school, from college, or after that. They're the ones who rejected him because they said he would never amount to anything. Scott's always been bothered by people with a low opinion of him, especially women. I think that's part of the reason why he was so successful. He wanted to prove them wrong. He wanted to show that he was so powerful he could get away with anything. Even murder. Thanks to me, he did.
Who's the next target?
Kim Boyd. She's the vice president of Micromax. You gotta stop him. I don't want another death on my hands.
Alright, I need you to get some men over to Kim Boyd's house. She's the vice president at Micromax. Call them for the address. I'm on my way over there myself. And call the DA. Let her know what's going on.
What? The news? I haven't seen the news in days. I've been too busy. Wait, there's the door. Hold on a second. Scott?
Hi, Kim. How have you been?
I haven't seen you in years. Last time I saw you were on the news.
Yeah, quite the ordeal. Police efficiency, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Come on in. What have you been up to?
Her phone's busy.
Have the operator break through.
It's not working.
So, it looks like you made it big. I always knew you were going places.
Yeah. You know, I remember you'd send me those encouraging cards. What were they, like 5 cents?
Yeah, that's all I could afford back then.
Listen, there's something I need to tell you.
What?
I'm afraid your time is up.
What are you talking about?
I'm very sorry.
Scott! What are you doing?
Yeah, looks like he went out the window. I'm in pursuit. Stay with her.
No good, Carver! You hear that, Scott? Place will be calling with cops in a few minutes.
That's the thrill of the chase, Detective! That's what I'm paid for!
Paid? Thought this was an elaborate attempt at revenge. Payback for all those women who rejected you.
I think you've been talking to those Freudian psychoanalyzers at the FBI a little too much. Listen, I do what I'm paid to do.
What, am I supposed to believe you're a common hitman now?
Nothing common about it, Detective. I'm a rich man with rich habits. I can't just go work some desk job like Joe Smuck. There's only one motivator that can drive men to kill, Detective. You know it's money. $1 million a head. It's more than enough for me.
Even when they're old friends of yours?
If I really cared for them, I would have spent more time with them. I can afford to be heartless.
Stay with her.
Scott! I know the DA. Tell me who hired you, I can get you a plea bargain.
I'm surprised you haven't figured it out already. I've given you the motive, Detective.
Money.
Now establish the common thread between them.
They're all wealthy. They all happen to be women. Simon Media Corporation. They're all stockholders. They're all stockholders in the Simon Media Corporation. So's Radner.
Danny! Danny!
Not another step, Detective!
Don't do it, Scott. I don't want to have to kill you.
I'm already a dead man. Now put your gun down.
I'm not moving.
I've given you your suspect. Radner was a stockholder in Simon Media, but he needed these women out of the way to be majority stockholder. I was bored. I knew the women personally. He offered to pay me to kill them. He said he could get me off the hook, and he was right once. I'm not taking that chance again. I've given you your suspect. Now get out of here. I won't hurt her much.
Sorry, Scott.
Just get out of here!
Not moving!
Then she died.
What a waste.
Danny, turn on the TV. Ken. Hello, Danny. If you're watching this, it means one of two things. Either you've caught Scott, or you finally put all the pieces together. It took you long enough. Or maybe leaving stock quotes out on the table was too subtle for you. You probably had other things on your mind. In case you're wondering, by the time you see this, I should be out of the country. I won't tell you where. You'll have to figure that out on your own. After all these years, I'm still one step ahead of you.
I let him go. I was so stupid. I didn't see it till it was too late.
You did your best.
Lives were on the line. My best wasn't enough.
Come on, let's go see that movie.